Good evening, I'm DeMarco Morgan. With tensions between the U.S. and Russia at the highest level since the Cold War, Presidents Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin are about to meet face-to-face in Helsinki, Finland. Leaders from Washington and Moscow have met before in Helsinki. Gerald Ford and Leonid Brezhnev in 1975, George H.W. Bush and Mikhail Gorbachev in 1990, and Bill Clinton and Boris Yeltsin in 1997. CBS This Morning co-host Nora O'Donnell is leading our coverage of this historic summit. She joins us now from the Finnish capital. Nora?
And good evening to you, DeMarco. President Trump arrived here ahead of his Russian counterpart, who attended the final match of the World Cup soccer tournament in Moscow. Well, now comes a superpower summit the world will be watching. President Trump has no public appearances planned until tomorrow, when he will have breakfast with the president of Finland at the presidential residence here in Helsinki. Later in the day, Mr. Trump will meet with Putin at the presidential palace. Now, before heading here from Scotland this weekend, President Trump, in an interview with CBS News, tried to downplay expectations of any breakthroughs with Putin. President Trump touched down in Finland Sunday, just hours ahead of a high-stakes sit-down with Russian President Vladimir Putin. A top advisor tells CBS News the two leaders are expected to spend about 30 minutes alone with just translators before an expanded meeting with staff. Mr. Trump will be joined by Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, National Security Advisor John Bolton, and Chief of Staff John Kelly.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Before heading to Helsinki, President Trump told CBS Evening News anchor Jeff Glor when it comes to talks with Mr. Putin, he has low expectations.
I go into a meeting like that, never with high expectations, but maybe some really good stuff can happen.
Not high expectations, it's a one-on-one conversation.
Whatever it is, I'm representing our country. I want to do great for our country, and I'm sure he wants to do well for his. But that doesn't make it mutually exclusive. I mean, I think we can do something that's good for everybody.
Last Friday, Special Counsel Robert Mueller indicted 12 Russian military intelligence officers for their efforts to undermine the 2016 presidential election. Putin has denied ordering the interference, but National Security Advisor John Bolton today called foul.
I find it hard to believe, but that's what one of the purposes of this meeting is, so the president can see eye to eye with President Putin and ask him about it.
The Russians who were indicted, would you ask Putin to send them here?
Well, I might. I hadn't thought of that, but certainly I'll be asking about it. But again, this was during the Obama administration. They were doing whatever it was during the Obama administration. And I heard that they were trying, or people were trying to hack into the RNC, too, the Republican National Committee. But we had much better defenses.
The Senate's number 2 Republican, Senator John Cornyn, urged the president to tread carefully.
Putin is an autocrat. He's a thug. He does not respect the rule of law. Obviously, he doesn't respect our democracy.
We've learned there will be a joint press conference between President Trump and President Putin. White House correspondent Weijia Zhang is also here in Helsinki. And Weijia, you've been talking to administration officials. What do they say they hope to achieve with this summit?
Well, Nora, the White House says the success of the summit is the summit itself, because they say it opens the door to negotiations in the future on a wide range of issues. But still, they are keeping the bar very low. The ambassador to Russia, John Huntsman, is questioning why it's being called a summit at all. And National Security Advisor John Bolton says they are not expecting any concrete deliverables.
President Putin has met with U.S. presidents in the past. In fact, this meeting with Trump will be his 4th U.S. president that he has met with. But this will be the first time that they have an extended one-on-one private conversation. What are some of the pitfalls of such a meeting?
Well, you know, there is a chance that President Trump could make concessions like we saw him do with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. In fact, he surprised many by suspending those joint military exercises with South Korea. So he could scale back NATO military exercises, which are designed to deter Russia or loosen Russian sanctions. The president's advisor says he is calling the shots and he is going to talk about whatever he wants to. And both sides have agreed that this meeting is going to be unstructured, which means some room for miscalculations, especially because Putin, a former KGB chief, is known for his ability to be charming when he wants to be, and we have seen the charm offensive work on President Trump in the past.
Weijia, thank you so much.